They terrify, they fascinate, and sometimes we even root for them. These are the top 10 most iconic movie villains of all time, the faces of evil that defined generations of cinema and forever changed the way we look at heroes. From the depths of our nightmares to the far reaches of space, these characters aren't just antagonists, they're legends. They challenge our morality, test our heroes, and leave a permanent mark on our culture. Get ready, because we're about to count down the masters of malevolence, the architects of chaos, and the titans of terror who made being bad look so good. Coming in at number 10 is a force of nature in human form, Anton Chigurh from No Country for Old Men. He's not just a killer, he's an agent of fate, an unnerving presence who operates on a code only he understands. Armed with a captive, bold pistol and an unwavering, dead-eyed stare, Chigurh is pure, methodical dread. He doesn't need loud monologues or grand schemes. His power lies in his unnerving silence and the chilling simplicity of a coin toss, where your entire life hangs on a 50-50 chance. He represents a kind of random, indifferent evil that's far more terrifying than any monster, proving that sometimes the most horrifying villain is the one who feels utterly, inexplicably real. At number 9, we meet the monster that turned a universal symbol of joy into a beacon of terror, Pennywise Fruit. Lurking in the sewers of Derry, this ancient, cosmic entity isn't just a clown, it's fear incarnate. It shapeshifts into your deepest, darkest anxieties, feeding on the terror of its victims. Pennywise's true horror isn't just its monstrous forms or its razor-sharp teeth. It's the psychological warfare it wages, exploiting childhood trauma and insecurities. The image of a single red balloon floating down a quiet street has become an international symbol for impending doom, all thanks to the dancing clown who taught a generation that true evil often hides behind a smile. Our number 8 spot takes us back to the roots of psychological horror, to a lonely motel and a troubled young man named Norman Bates from Alfred Hitchcock's masterpiece, Psycho. Before the masked slashers and supernatural killers, there was Norman. Seemingly shy and gentle, his polite demeanor concealed a fractured psyche, dominated by a disturbing and complex relationship with his mother. Norman Bates didn't just scare audiences, he unsettled them. He blurred the line between victim and villain, making us question the darkness that can hide within an ordinary person. That single, terrifying shower scene didn't just create a cinematic landmark. It introduced the idea that the monster could be the boy next door. Entering at number 7 is the Dark Lord himself, a name so feared that wizards dare not speak it. Lord Voldemort from the Harry Potter series. He is the epitome of magical corruption, a villain whose ambition knows no bounds. Once a gifted student named Tom Riddle, his obsession with conquering death and achieving pure-blood supremacy twisted him into a serpentine monster. Voldemort is not just a threat to Harry Potter. He is a symbol of tyranny, prejudice, and the destructive nature of the lust for power. His very presence casts a shadow over the wizarding world, making him one of the most formidable and recognizable villains in modern literature and film. He who must not be named certainly earned his place on this list. At number 6, we encounter a villain who is as brilliant as he is terrifying. Dr. Hannibal Lecter from The Silence of the Lambs. Trapped behind glass and steel, Hannibal the Cannibal is a monster of the mind. He's a world-renowned psychiatrist with a taste for the finer things in life, including, unfortunately, his fellow humans. What makes Lecter so iconic is his chilling intellect and sophisticated charm. He dissects minds as easily as he dissects his victims, playing intricate psychological games with everyone he meets. His polite, soft-spoken delivery of lines like "hello" Grease sends a shiver down the spine, proving that the most dangerous prison is the one built by a genius intellect. Breaking into our top 5 is the God of Mischief, a villain so charismatic that you can't help but love him, Loki from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. He's not driven by pure evil, but by a complex mix of ambition, jealousy, and a desperate need for recognition. As the adopted brother of Thor, Loki's villainy stems from a place of deep-seated pain and feeling like an outcast. His razor-sharp wit, theatrical flair, and unpredictable nature make him one of the most dynamic and compelling antagonists in recent memory. He has been a conqueror, a reluctant hero, and everything in between, proving that some villains are just heroes with a different and far more interesting point of view. For our number for a spot, we journey into the realm of nightmares. He's the monster who haunts your sleep, the bastard son of 100 maniacs, Freddy Krueger from A Nightmare on Elm Street. With his burnt face, striped sweater, and a glove tipped with razor-sharp blades, Freddy turned the one place we should feel safe our dreams into his personal hunting ground. But it wasn't just his terrifying appearance that made him a horror icon. It was his sick, twisted sense of humor. He taunts his victims, reveling in their fear before he strikes. Freddy Krueger made an entire generation afraid to fall asleep, and his legacy scraped its way into horror history forever. Now, for our top 3. At number 3, we have an agent of chaos, a villain who doesn't want money or power. He just wants to watch the world burn. The Joker from The Dark Knight. Heath Ledger's portrayal transformed the character from a comic book prankster into a terrifying force of pure anarchy. With his smeared makeup, chilling laugh, and unnerving mannerisms, this Joker is a philosopher of madness. He exists to prove a point. That deep down, everyone is as ugly as he is. His schemes are not about gain. They're about dismantling society, one moral code at a time. He's a cultural phenomenon, a symbol of rebellion and nihilism who showed us that some men aren't looking for anything logical. The runner, at number 2, is perhaps the most instantly recognizable villain in all of film history. Darth Vader from Star Wars. The moment you hear that mechanical breathing, you feel his presence. Encased in black armor, with a flowing cape and a blood-red lightsaber, Vader is the ultimate symbol of the dark side. He is power, authority, and intimidation personified. But his true genius lies in his tragic backstory. He was once a hero, a chosen one who fell from grace, consumed by fear and anger. This duality, the man within the machine, makes him more than just a bad guy. It makes him a fallen icon, a cautionary tale whose shadow looms over the entire galaxy. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. The number 1 most iconic movie villain of all time is a mad titan who believed he was the hero of his own story. Thanos from Avengers, Infinity War. What makes Thanos the ultimate villain is not just his immense power, wielded through the Infinity Gauntlet. It's his conviction. He isn't driven by greed or a lust for control. He is driven by a terrifyingly logical, yet deeply flawed, philosophy that in order to save the universe, half of it must perish. He is a villain with a messiah complex, one who carries the weight of his mission with a heavy heart. He's powerful, he's intelligent, he's tragic, and in his own mind, he is inevitable. That moral complexity and sheer, universe-altering scale of his plan makes him the most iconic villain of our time. Evil takes many forms: power, madness, fear, or simply a twisted form of humanity. From a coin toss in the desert to a snap of the fingers that silenced the universe, these villains are the reason our heroes shine so brightly. They're the darkness that defines the light. Which of these villains do you think deserves the crown? Let us know in the comments below. After all, every hero needs a villain. Thanks for watching. And don't forget to subscribe for more epic countdowns.